Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to another edition of Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, as always, Paisano. Coming to you on the last days of 2023, and I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and hope 2024 is good to you and your family. That being said, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been watching my videos and you're not yet subscribed, please do. Start 2024 off with a gift to yourself of Paisano and his rock discussions. Tonight we are going to talk about the Police and their debut album, Outlandos d'Amour, roughly translated to... is it Outrageous Love? Outlaws of Love. And very interesting title. I don't know how they decided upon that. But it introduced one of the great trios of rock to the world. Comprised of Sting, Stuart Copeland, who's one of my favorite drummers, and Andy Summers on guitar. And together, they were pretty damn good. Like I said, this is their debut album, and it's got to go down as one of the great debut albums of all time. Right up there with, the greats. And by 1983, this group was done. I believe I have one other Police album yet to review. We'll see it down the road, I'm sure, as it comes up. Well, let's talk about this one. It was released in 1978. It was recorded at Surrey Sound in England. And the Police were two-thirds British and one-third American, the only American being the drummer Stuart Copeland. And it was kind of a mix of style, described as a mix of styles, but they kind of had their own sound. Some said it was, part reggae, part punk, but it probably had, some punk sensibilities with the energy. These three created some significant energy. Three very good musicians, very, very talented. Sting on bass was very good, and Andy Summers was no slouch as a guitarist, and Stuart Copeland, one of my favorite drummers. His fills and his timing were incredible. They made the songs, and I tell you, still to this day, when I hear some of the songs on this album and other albums, it sends chills up my spine. Such a dynamic drummer. He just knew what to do at the right time. These guys borrowed money off of Miles Copeland, Stuart's brother, to record this. And he didn't like what he heard when he visited the studio until he heard Roxanne, which is heard every day on the classic rock stations. And he took it around to radio stations who tried to get it pressed as a one-off single from them, but they didn't go for it. They instead... went with Can't Stand Losing You, which became their first big hit. And Roxanne obviously became a hit later on. What else can I say about this? It came out on A&M. I bought this from Rob at Cheap Thrills Records in Dedham, Massachusetts, within the last 6 or 7 years. I didn't own any Police up to that point. I had recorded some tracks from a friend of mine years and years ago. And that was good enough for me up to that point, but it was a fine purchase. I'm very happy I bought it, and then I bought another one from him, like I said, that I will review in the future. Let's go over the track listing. Side 1 starts off with a bang. Next to You, So Lonely, and Roxanne. I mean, there's a 1, 2, 3 punch if I ever heard one. Stuart Copeland, Stuart Copeland all over the drum kit. all over the drum kit. And after that, Hole in My Life and Peanuts finishes out side one. Side two starts off with a Stone Cold Police classic, Can't Stand Losing You. Truth Hits Everybody, Born in the 50s, Be My Girl, and a instrumental called Masako Tanga. Comes in at about 38 minutes long. They hit America as an opening act for some of the groups at the time, but quickly became headliners. No doubt about it, on the strength of their unique sound. They created their own sound. I mean, there was no doubt about it. There was no other band that could be mistaken for the Police. Let's take a look at the vinyl. This is an original, I believe. It's a shot of Sting with Andy Summers, Stuart Copeland, and some various shots of the band as they appeared in 1978, as they were just getting started. And, you know, they became a top act in the United States and England. In the early 80s, they were superstars, and they went out on top with their album Synchronicity. Little did the world know that would be the last album by these guys. I don't think anybody really saw it coming, but from what I hear, they just kind of drifted apart and just never got back together. Sting started a solo career. And Stuart Copeland played with various people, stayed busy. He became a producer, produced some albums, and Andy Summers. I don't know what Andy Summers did afterwards. I'm sure he played guitar somewhere, because he was a heck of a guitarist. Kind of a minimalist, but very effective, you know. Not a speed freak, not a shredder, but very tasteful, knew how to use effects very well. Fine guitarist. It's a shot of the A&M logo. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Paisano's final video of 2023. What will 2024 bring? What will Paisano dig up? Tune in. Find out. Thank you, YouTube. Happy New Year. Good night.